The recovery in global sugar production that set in last year is likely to accelerate this season, which could have a significant impact on values of the sweetener. But here in Nigeria, the 10 sites earmarked for the production of 160,000 tons of sugar each this year still lacks capability to meet production targets. In 2018, the sites are expected to produce a total of 1.6 million tons under the National Sugar Master Plan. But the question is Nigeria well equipped to be self-sufficient in sugar production? Well, one of the research analysts at the financial derivatives company, Pamela Duke, joins us for answers to this question and more. It's good to see you, Pamela. Now, let's begin this conversation with the price of sugar at the global market, which are down 0.89%. What's responsible for the decline?
Yeah, so sugar prices, like other commodity prices, are volatile. And then we've seen sugar prices fall since the start of this week on the back of rising global inventories of over 7 to 8 million tons. And then we've seen a fall in demand due to health concerns as people are looking to live healthier lives. And all this is happening despite the fact that Brazil is trying to switch to ethanol to increase demand of sugar. So that's what is happening in the global sugar market.
So what does this mean for us here in Nigeria?
Yeah, so Nigeria, we spend approximately $100 million on the import of sugar. So a decline in prices would literally translate to an increase in our trade surplus. However, it has more impact on those companies in Nigeria that import this sugar. So we have the likes of Dangote, we have the likes of Boa Sugar, and then Golden Sugar, sorry. And then so they import this sugar in high quantities. So a decline in price is definitely positive for them in terms of a reduction in the cost of production and raw materials. We'll see an increase in production capacity for them, as well as they can import more of this sugar. And then we will also see that a decline in sugar prices will literally translate to higher profitability for these companies as well. So they will also be able to transfer this reduction in cost to those are the companies in Nigeria that purchase this refined sugar from them. So the likes of pharmaceuticals, food and beverages, retailers. So that would be the impact on Nigeria.
So tell us, Pamela, is Nigeria well equipped to be self-sufficient in sugar production?
At the moment, Nigeria is not well equipped to be sufficient. So currently we're producing approximately 70,000 tons, which is just 7% of our demand. So our demand is approximately 1 million tons. And then, so we still have a demand gap of approximately 900,000 tons. And so we still need to import to meet this gap. But however, we've seen that the government has created incentives for sugar, such as the backward integration plan, which plans to end importation of sugar by 2020. We've seen the government put a 0% duty on importation of sugar machinery. And then we've also seen the Agora program, which will encourage local production of sugar. At the same time, with the National Sugar Master Plan, we've seen that it's going to help in increasing the capacity expansion for sugar production, like the likes of Dangote, which are taking up this initiative and they have projects going on. That's the Savannah Sugar Estate going on, which they have the sugar plantation and sugar factories in Nasarawa, and they also have that in Niger State. Then we have the likes of Golden Sugar with their project, that's their Sunti Golden Sugar Estate. So with all of this, in the long run, Nigeria, we will definitely be well equipped to be sufficient in sugar production, which will help in creating job opportunities, will help us reduce our import bill, and at the same time, will boost economic growth. So at the moment, we're not self-sufficient, but in the long run, we will be self-sufficient.
Oh, one last question, Pamela. Is this price trend likely to continue in the short run?
Yeah, like I said, sugar prices are volatile. So in the short run, we could see the prices of sugar actually rise, as Brazil, the major producer of this sugar commodity, would planning to switch to ethanol to support prices. But however, we still have the issue of health concerns dampening demand. So we will most likely see a decline as well. So it's a 50-50.
Research analyst at the financial derivatives company, Pamela Duke, thanks for speaking with us.